Welcome back. Alright, another work in progress or work order video. This one is going to show you how to apply open credits, void payments, refund people. I'll touch on the urgent button, and that should pretty much do us for work orders. We did all the hard yards in the quotes. Work orders are basically just converting quotes into actual jobs. So it's realizing all your hard work basically. So you only really have to do a few things, and then you're done. So as I mentioned in the last video, there are two ways to create a work in progress. You can either convert a quote to a work in progress, or you can create an item straight into a work in progress. So if you look up here on our create new and our open folders, you've got arrows, little drop down arrows. If you click on the center, it actually creates a new quote and it opens up the folder. If you click on the arrow, it'll bring up a list of your most recent items. So if you click on this arrow, it gives you the option to create a new quote, to create a new work order, or to create a new invoice. So seeing we're talking about work orders, let's create a new work order straight off the bat. Cool. And guess which customer I'm going to use. You genius. Alright. So, as usual, I have to select an item. I bet you can't guess what shirt I'm going to pick either. I'm not obvious at all. We're just creating a very quick, very quick work in progress. Oh, I didn't want that. Come on. So logo, left hand chest. But what I am going to do, this is a new logo. So I'm going to make a point of adding on here new version, and same with the embroidery. Logo embroidery, new logo. Now I'll talk about this because it's a very common mistake that happens in stores. It's an existing customer, so production goes, cool, got a new order, and they just do it. And they don't read the orders carefully enough. So that's why I make a point of actually going new version, new logo, and down here in caps, new logo, please do not use old version. Little things like this, it's really important to do on your work in progress as the salespeople, because production people are very busy. They don't speak to the customer. All they've got is this piece of paper to work from. So these are the finer details about work in progress that you have to think about. What I would then do is I'd get a highlighter and I would highlight new version, new logo, don't use old. It might sound really patronizing and really simple and obvious, but if you're used to selling and dealing with this customer, and if you've embroidered their logo 50 times before, you see another job come in for them and you go, excellent, test customer 1, you go to their file, you get their information out, you chuck it on a disk or a flash drive, and you just put it on the machine and run it. It's what happens time and time again, and that's why I'm sort of emphasizing that in this video, because it's one of the most common mistakes that happens. Customer changes their logo, or they do something different, like they put it on their right chest instead of their left chest, and it's 9 times out of 10 the existing customer that's gonna get ruined, because people just didn't notice it. You always do it on the left chest. Since when did they do it on their right chest? Oh, they've always had that logo. Didn't realize that a new logo. It's so common that I'm going to emphasize it here. Alright, so my description, 210, whoop, I forgot I had the caps lock on, 210 Polo, new logo, again, just emphasizing it. Job box, number 2, due date, Saturday the 3rd, not going to help me, Monday the 5th is excellent. So schedule for Friday the 2nd, no purchase order, it's tubular, I do need a proof. Now, the urgent button that I referred to earlier, it's not very useful to me, but other people might find it useful. Here it is next to the numbers. Click on yes, and that will print out on your production copy that it's urgent. It will come up on your job board as urgent if you have that column selected to be visible on your screen and on your printouts. And that is creating a work order. Now, the next thing you have to do with work orders is take some cash. You don't want to be producing too much work without payment, so I need to take some money, but I can't. Why can't I take some money? One thing you'll realise with EMeBoss, if something's not working, if it's greyed out, it normally means you need to save it first. So hit save, and there we go. I can now save my work. So hit deposit, new deposit, and I'm going to take, I'll take 50% at the moment. It's going to be on the credit card. Now, as mentioned earlier, you've got cash, credit card, check, debit, which is FPOS, EFT, which is actual bank transfers, the credit card, and then if you select credit card, this is when you then select your actual credit card that they're using. Don't save their credit card number. I don't think any of our stores have got the internet protection and all that sort of stuff and can actually fulfill all the legal requirements that you need to fulfill if you want to keep credit card information on file. Much easier, just don't do it. If you're going to keep it, keep it on a piece of paper that you can tear up at the end of the day. No computer hackers can get in and hack your information. It's a whole bag of worms keeping stuff on computers. So all you need to do is amount, credit card, type of card, save. And there we go. So now that is ready to go. All I do now is print a production copy, and I'll show you where the urgent note is. Now the urgent note does not show up on the customer copy. The customer copy looks identical no matter what you do. So here we go, urgent, yes. Work order. This is why I don't think the urgent button's the greatest one in the world. If it had a big urgent thing up here, nice red letters or something, it would work beautifully for me. But just a little thing down here, I think the due date's a much more obvious sign if it's urgent or not. We're good to go on this order, so we'll save that again. Now, the next thing that we need to work out how to do is how to void, refund, apply open credits, stuff like that. So the job that I did in the previous video, I had a 2-cent open credit left in the system because I actually applied the wrong amount. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to come down to that one. Although I actually think I deleted that in the last video as well. Okay. So I've got no payments in this one. Let's have a look at this one. Okay. So I'm 2 cents short on this one, so I've accidentally stuffed up. If for whatever reason I realise this a couple of days after, or might have been as the customer walked out the door, I've gone, whoops, typed in the wrong amount. If I need to change this information, all I have to do is click on this little arrow, and it gives me the option to unapply and create an open credit. I can void the payment, or I can refund the payment. these two are pretty much identical. They completely take the payment out of the system. You can only void a payment the day that it was created. Every morning, if you come into the store, it's going to pop up saying close day. As soon as you close the day, you can no longer void a payment from the previous day. It's locked in. So, if you realise this was wrong right now and you needed to fix it, you can just hit void and it gets rid of it. That payment's gone, it never happened. Now I could go back up, I can apply the deposit, and I can say 125.25 cash Nick. And we're good. We've corrected that mistake. Very simple. I'll save that and we'll move on. However, if I go to one of these old ones, let's see if it's got, there we go. If I try and get rid of this, see how it's grayed out? I can't void this payment anymore. It's done. So all I can do is unapply, create an open credit. So it'll give you a little note warning you that it'll still show up. That's fine. So we've unapplied that, and we'll notice down here that it says customer has an open credit of $140.25. So further down the track, if this customer wants to buy something, when I go to apply a deposit, it'll give me two options now. I can pay a new deposit, or I can apply the open credit. The easiest way to do it is just to tick the box and it applies the full amount and you hit save. Or I can tell it to apply a specific amount. So apply $100 at the moment. Still left with $40.25 outstanding, which I don't want to do. So I stuffed up, I want to get rid of that payment. See, I still can't get rid of the payment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unapply that and put it back as an open credit so that they've got a full 140.25. There we go. And I'm going to put the deposit in, I'm going to apply the open credit. It should come up at some stage. Okay, so I'll apply the full amount, save, and we're good. So that's how you apply and unapply an open credit. That's how you void a payment and refund a payment. Okay, any questions? That stuff can get a little daunting and can get a little messy further down the track. So if you've got any questions, feel free to give me a call, 0433 753 855, or send me an email, nsharples@ufgcorp.com.au. Good luck and good selling.